Welcome to the Vanilla To Vixen podcast. This show contains adult content, so if you are under 18 or easily offended, please switch off now. Mr. and Mrs. N are not qualified relationship counsellors. This show is for entertainment purposes only. Now the disclaimer is out of the way, sit back, relax, and enjoy our journey from Vanilla to Vixen.
Welcome to episode 84 of Vanilla to Vixen. We are your hosts, Mr. and Mrs. N, also known as
The Naughty Couple.
And joining us today is the Sexy Squirrels.
Hello! We finally got you back.
We did.
It only took how long?
We were talking about this, weren't we?
November 2022 was last time, episode 20.
That long.
Yeah.
It feels about 2 weeks ago.
It really does. Filled with lots of naughty nights in between, but yeah.
Oh, naughty. See, squirrels are naughty. You know what squirrels do on naughty nights?
What?
Nutflicks and chill.
Oh, that's bad.
There you go. This is terrible.
That's so terrible. It's so bad it's good.
I'll just get my coat.
See you next week, folks. But what I wanted to do today, to start off with, I thought for a bit of fun, I've actually done a bit of research for the first time.
Have you?
Wow.
So I wanted to sort of see how close, because, you know, you are the Sexy Squirrels.
Yes.
And I wanted to sort of see how close your sex life was to the sex life of a real squirrel.
Oh, wow.
Well, I do like to bury my nuts.
Yeah.
So I thought then I had to sort of do a bit more research, because there's bloody hundreds of different species. And so I thought, well, you're not a common grey squirrel.
Definitely no.
Because the hair's getting there.
You're definitely not common. You're definitely not grey.
Thank you.
So I thought, well, we'll go for the North American Red Squirrel.
Yes.
That's probably about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's like a you know, bit more rare, bit more, you know, sexy. Well, this has got off on the complete wrong foot. So, right, here is the breeding habits of the North American Red Squirrel. If you tuned in for Vanilla to Vixen...
Thank you, David Attenborough. Brilliant.
They breed mid-January through to March, and they have a scramble mating system. Okay. Do you have a scramble mating system?
I don't know what a
that could be the
scramble
big bed it
mating
lives.
system is.
It could be.
Let me elaborate. So the female is fertile for just 1 day a year. Okay, so 1 day... Several males in the area will come and visit and try to mate with her. Just 1 day a year, okay? And she'll mate on average with 6 males in that 1 day.
Freaking out, that means the squirrels had the gangbang I've always wanted.
Exactly.
I mean, it has been known at a club.
It's
Okay.
true. Yeah.
So we've discovered that female squirrels are greedy girls.
I've known that all the time.
Here's where it all starts to go downhill.
Oh, dear.
Okay, for the poor female squirrel. During that 1 day, she'll have sex on average 22 times.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah.
Here's where it all goes downhill, though. Each copulation lasts less than a minute.
No,
Yes.
definitely not.
So, in a year, she has 22 minutes of sex.
I definitely get more than 22 minutes of sex. I mean, 22 minutes of sex might be a quickie, so...
Yeah. that 22 minutes is split between 6 guys.
Well...
So that's even, like, worse.
I feel really sorry for her.
Now you know.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm clearly on above average when it comes to squirrels.
Yeah.
I tell you something, I'm not coming back as a squirrel.
No.
There you go.
No.
And it gets even worse, because the males chase the females around using a buzzing noise for the mating call.
do make some strange noises, but definitely not buzzing.
No. Although there is sometimes some buzzing coming from the bedroom.
True, yes.
And
There are similarities.
Yeah.
that concludes the nature report.
Tune in next week for foxes.
There we go.
Oh, I'm impressed you've done your homework,
Yeah.
Mr. Ann.
That's okay. So we basically learnt you're nothing like a squirrel.
No.
Not really, no.
No.
Oh dear.
So, guys, what have you been up to? How have
gosh.
things changed since 2022?
So, well, obviously CC's grown in quite a lot. So, Curvaceous Creatures. So,
And you're at the Purple Mamba Club.
we are
Yes.
where we were last time when we met.
In Nottingham.
So we've now. What we said we started was because when we recorded last time,
We'd just
I
done
think
the
literally
first
had
one.
done the first
Yes.
one.
So we've been going about 18 months now.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Established host.
Yeah, I know.
It doesn't feel it, but
It
it's just
doesn't.
it's every time it. Yeah,
We
it
still
just
get
feels
really
weird.
nervous and still
Absolutely.
freak
We do,
out
though.
about
I
it,
mean, V2V's been going 18 months, really,
Yeah.
hasn't it? So about roughly
About
the
the
same
same time.
time.
We weren't long before you, really.
Yeah, exactly. And you still get those butterflies when it's like, is anyone
All the
going to
time.
come? And,
Yeah, all
you
the
know,
time.
It's,
Do you ever look at the guest list and go, oh no, it's quiet?
Yes.
Yeah.
The thing is, we've got to
Frequently.
be slightly careful. I know, obviously,
Yeah.
like you joke about, we'll get you in, we'll get you
Yeah.
in, we'll get you in. But with Purple Mamba, you've got to be careful
'Cause
because
it's
you say
so
it's a
small.
smaller club.
Yeah.
So, but we still get people coming up to us and go, "Is there space?" And you look in and going, "Yeah, go on, we'll squeeze one more in." So, and as I say, we've never had a night really where. We thought we were going to have a quiet night, but then
did.
it's because
It
you've
fills
also
up,
because it's a
yeah.
private members club. Members are allowed to turn
Yeah.
up
Yes.
now, but Chris and Amanda will always ask and say, "Look, have we got a single gentleman's come?
Yeah.
He is a member. He's been verified. Are you happy for him to come in?" They
Yeah.
won't just allow people
Yeah.
to come in, which is
Which
nice
is
and
good,
everything
yeah.
like that. And as I say, depending on the ratios and stuff like that, we'll normally say yes anyway. But
But for
yeah.
all our listeners' purposes, it's always best to be on the guest list.
Always.
100%,
Yeah.
100%. Because I say
Always.
it's as things are moving on, and as I say, as new platforms are coming out, and we're basically reaching out to people in other platforms. So obviously, we've got Fab. We've got
A spicy match.
we are
Spice
now
Match,
as of this
Are you
morning.
on?
Yes.
So
Any of our listeners, if you're on Spicy Match, use V2V as your code and join Spicy Match.
yes,
Yeah.
I did that this morning.
You did.
So
I woke
yeah.
up to a message saying that you had.
Get on it. Just put the profile in. So I'm just waiting for confirmation for the Curvaceous Creatures event. So yes, we're on Spicy Match as of today, and the event is on there. We're also on Swing Hub because Purple Mamba is a ambassador for Swing Hub as
Okay.
well.
That's
So
cool.
it's nice to get people coming in and contacting us through different areas.
Yeah.
And
then,
we've also got our Instagram
yes.
as well.
Oh, you're on Instagram.
We are. So I'm kind of, because we don't show our faces anywhere. So at first I was like, do you know what? I'm kind of not going to do that. And we don't post massively often, but we are on there. And we have had people come to us through Instagram and gone,
Brilliant.
oh, I've seen you talking about this event. Can we come? In fact, we've got a fairly well-established couple who now come to most of them who came to us through Instagram. Yeah, and
We might have to invest some time in Instagram.
you do get a lot of weirdos on there. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of just random like blokes who just
Yeah.
like commenting weird
Don't
stuff.
understand.
It's they are just seeing it as a social media platform and some scantily clad lady and
Yeah.
want to
Yeah,
yeah. So
but we kind of. I don't know. It's kind of a nice way to kind of reach other people who might not be comfortable going on,
Yeah.
especially newer people. They've kind of seen stuff.
Yeah.
There's loads on like Instagram, on TikTok, and whatever about the naughty hobby now.
Yeah.
But they might not be, at that point. They might not have got the nerves up to go on
Yeah.
Fab
It's
Swingers
definitely
or
become more
whatever.
mainstream, hasn't it?
and it's it's everywhere though, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
you say literally you can't go like
Yeah.
TikTok and these
Channel 5 have got
absolutely.
Yeah.
documentaries.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think there's like a drama out with the guy from Outlander. I can't even
Really?
remember his name. Yeah, about like a couple who move in next door to a couple who are swingers. So it's everywhere.
I'll have to have a look at that.
We watched a film not that long ago, didn't we? Which was about swinging. Do you remember?
Yeah, and then you started swearing at the television because it was nothing like
That's
I've
kind
a little bit
of.
Hollywood got it wrong
irritated.
again.
Yeah, I have issues with things like that. I do get shouty at the TV when they don't get it right. But, it's becoming more and more mainstream, I think. And it's nice to see. It's nice to see that people are maybe not believing the keys in a bowl. And
Yeah. I think it's just that you question it. Part of the fun is people not knowing. I definitely think part of the fun is the secret life of it. But you also don't want it where, like it is in some cases, where people lose their jobs if they get discovered.
Absolutely.
And that's totally unfair.
No, absolutely.
It's
And,
totally unfair.
as I say to people, it's, it might not be what other people are into, and that's fine, but you're into football and I'm not.
Yeah.
You're into
Exactly.
watching Formula One and I'm not. It's different people are into different things, and it's not it's got this seedy reputation.
I know.
And I think, stuff like this podcast, and you see the content on various social media platforms, and it's kind of dispelling those myths, and it's so great to see.
Yeah.
Because you end up, with people who think it's either going to be full of like these young gym bunnies types who've got pneumatic fake boobs, and blokes have got cocks down to their knees and all of that. And it's not, it's just normal people, normal lovely people.
It's true.
It is, or people who think it's just going to be like, oh, they're all porn stars or whatever. No.
I know. It does really annoy me when you hear stories of people that have been outed by somebody.
Yeah.
Because it's just why it's what has it got to do with them? It isn't. It's not involved in their lives in any way.
Exactly.
I think anyone who outs somebody is just jealousy. Either jealousy or just
100%. I think. Yeah.
I mean, as I say, we were talking about it earlier. So, as I say, we obviously through the CC event and everything, I got a message to say, "Oh, we'd love to come to your event, but I think I know you." And you're like, "Oh my god!" So I went on Fab, had a look at it, and was like, "Yeah, I know it is." And like Vanessa's like, "That's it, we're done. I can't do this."
I freaked out.
just that instant panic.
I was just like, I don't need like any of this. I don't want anyone from work. I don't want my family, because at the end of the day, it's nobody else's business.
Exactly.
No, totally.
Who I have fun with,
Totally.
and but
I messaged. I was speaking to the husband of the couple who I didn't really know per se, although I had met him a couple of weeks before. We'd literally been to a vanilla birthday party, and I'd basically met the husband for the first time. And as I say, I knew the family. I've known them for a long, long time, and I'll leave it at that, because if she is listening, I apologise. But anyway, so we had a conversation. We had an adult conversation. I says, look, yes, this is who we are, this is what we do, but I do not want this getting into the vanilla life.
Yes, you don't want the two crossing
as I say on
over.
there.
Yeah,
This is what we do, this is our hobby, this is what we do for fun and everything like that. Obviously, you're the same. They were just starting out and everything, and they did come to the club and everything like that, and I took them on a tour, and while we were upstairs, we had a conversation and everything like that, and I says, they were much into the kink scene rather than actually singing, and they've been doing a bit more of the kink stuff before, but basically were crossing over into the swinging lifestyle and whatever, and wanted to try a club and everything, not been to a club before. And as I say, we've seen them at DC since. They've been at they've come to Purple Mamba a couple of times. They've been to Libs now. They're branching out and everything like that. They've joined the Discord group, and it's suddenly it's like, okay, that was fine. It was a scary moment. That's on there. But there's been a couple of times now where we've been at the club and everything like that, and someone comes up to goes, "I know you."
Yeah.
And it's like, look, we're all here. We're here. Everybody's doing this. We're all here for the same thing. We're all adults and everything like that.
grown-ups.
And it's like
exactly.
we've all walked away absolutely fine. And as I say, because as well as being on Discord, we've been adopted into a Telegram group as well.
We have,
as I say, from meeting the guys at I think it was it New Year's Eve.
It was, yes.
We got chatting to this couple and everything like that, and it was like, we've got this on there. It's called Midfab. So if you're listening, guys, because
there you go. There's your shout out.
That's it. So, but yeah, in fact, no, it wasn't.
It was before,
it was
wasn't
at Burlesque.
We went to a burlesque night.
Yes, and a couple of the girls that are in the group were performing, and in fact, one of the girls who actually performs at Purple Mambo and sings for us and everything like that. So for people that haven't been yet, we do have a live act on normally while we're.
We've actually been there when you had your burlesque, and it was fabulous.
So we've had burlesque, we've had singers. We have the lovely Ellie that comes and sings for us quite a lot.
We've had sexy saxophonist.
We have,
if I can say that right.
And then some random bloke gets up and starts singing Tom Jones.
Oh yeah. So that's
seen this video.
I've seen evidence that has changed.
Oh yes.
So Barney is a very good singer.
No, he isn't.
Yes,
Don't
he is.
listen to her lies.
And it kind of, we'd done something on stage, and Chris and Amanda had come to see it, and they were amazed. And so we said, we're going to be there New Year's Eve. And Chris instantly was like, right, can you sing? And I was like, yeah. So I sorted his backing music.
Didn't ask me. It's like all the communication for Curvaceous Creatures is all done between Chris and
You've now got your own
Vanessa.
entertainment agency.
Yeah.
So
if I'd have asked, he would have said no. So I just said, of course he will. Got his backing music sorted, whatever. So there was the sort of countdown to midnight. And then suddenly it was like, right, and now he's going to sing. So he stood up and was singing Sex Bomb by Tom Jones, which he's very good at.
Awesome.
We need to work on getting him some more songs to do.
You see, you never know where the hobby's going to take you.
Absolutely, yeah.
So are you planning on sort of, I know obviously you've got Curvaceous Creatures. Are you planning on sort of expanding on Curvaceous Creatures at all, or?
At the moment, we kind of like it how it is.
Yeah.
I mean, we find ourselves sort of helping out at various nights doing tours. I think we've done a couple of tours for you at V2V.
So we help the lovely Roxy at DC.
The lovely Roxy at DC. I think, for the moment for us, that's kind of enough.
What's nice as well about your event is yours is very similar in as much as I've seen people that are not curvy, people that, small curves and large curves.
Yeah, I always say everyone's got curves.
Yeah.
It's just some curves are different sizes.
And it may be that you appreciate curves, so therefore you want to come and as an admirer of curves or whatever.
Exactly, and it's more about, we call it Curvaceous Creatures just because it's a nice name. It rolls off the tongue, but it's a body positivity event, and it's we're very inclusive of anybody and everybody. As long as you come along and you're your true authentic self, you'll have a great time.
We've since Purple Mamba came alongside with Swing Hub. I mean, we've had quite a big following coming from that side, and probably more so than sort of Fab at the moment. But we've sort of put some more time back into Fab to basically promote and things, and put the forums out there and everything. But as I say, it's like a lot of time. You're selling it as you would do, we sell your event, and everybody's, it's like, and it's like this event. It's like a friend of ours is like, she's thinking about coming onto the scene, and we're like, right, this is the event for you. This is what we think. This will be a great one for you, and everything like that. Because although I'd love to come to ours, she doesn't want to see that at this moment in time. She wants to find her own feet and everything like that. And it's like, right, go to this event. This will be the event for you. And it's been said on this podcast many times, there's events for different people and everything like that. So what, your age, your shape, your size, your orientation or whatever, there's an event out there for everybody. So that's amazing.
And the clubs are so different on the different nights.
Completely.
So you can never go to a club once and say, I don't like that club.
No, absolutely not. I mean, we do our event at Purple Mamba. So we were there on New Year's Eve, sort of into New Year's Day, early hours, at their New Year's Eve party, which was sort of, glasses of champagne, and it was like lots of streamers everywhere. It was fantastic. And then was it 3 days later, something like that, we were back for our event. And for that event, it's just very much, we did it as a curvy New Year, but it was a completely different vibe because there's different music playing, there's different people there. I think New Year's Eve people are more sort of down to have a boogie and probably stay downstairs, whereas at Curvaceous Creatures, you've probably seen it. But for people who haven't been, they have like naughty Jenga and different games
It's
and
such
stuff.
a good social.
It is great.
So
We
these-
love coming to
The
your night.
social side of your parties, they're just awesome.
Yeah.
The things I'd love to say we instigate it, but
We
as I
didn't,
say,
it's
it's
the
like
club.
the club's basically put everything there, but we'll go right, and this is an area you can sit up here for those that haven't been. So as you go up the stairs, there's like a big sofa area,
Which is like my
And-
dream living room. The way
It's
it's decorated,
lovely,
by the
isn't
way.
it? Because
As
it's
I
got
say-
loads of little lights and
Yeah,
everything. It's
like
got
flowers.
yeah,
and,
it's so
beautiful.
pretty.
So, but people go up there. You've got the playroom's going down the corridor, so it's a case of like it's that step up from the bar area, and it's sort of and it's like if you want to go and play, there's just down the other way, and
Yeah.
you can hear people and everything like that. So the sexy environment is starting to
Yeah.
come through, and But as I say, so that they've got the sexy Jenga and sort of so if you pull a piece out, there's normally a forfeit on there that you've got to do or anything like that.
Cool.
So as I say, normally kiss Bob's on there somewhere or something.
There is a lovely barman who always wears a kilt.
That's right.
I learned the hard way that you don't ask him if he's wearing anything underneath because he says you can look, but you have to suck it.
I thought it was just a kiss.
It was only a kiss he got off me, but yeah. But no, it's
See, it's all coming out now.
yeah.
That kind of gives me a clue already as to what's under that kilt.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
I mean, I'm not going to give all of his secrets away.
No, of
but,
course not.
Although he does have a really good toy bag.
He does, yeah.
So at the last one, we were. As I say, a lot of people had gone upstairs, and we were just chatting away. But it was just after New Year, so we were absolutely exhausted, and so we were just sat down chilling. We were chatting along with a few friends and whatever. And in the dance floor area, there's a pair of restraints
Yes.
and everything like that
Yeah.
in just off the dance floor and everything like that. So one of the girls was on there, and so. Can't remember who
Well,
was.
there's a guy, he's there quite a lot, who ended up on it. And
Oh, that was after. I'm talking
Yeah.
about when certain
Oh,
young
yes.
lady was on there to start with, and then so as I say, you've got somebody spanking her from behind, and then I was like, literally, she's got there and her boobs are out and everything like that. I was going like, I said, do you mind? Because you've got to have consent and
You do.
permission and
Absolutely.
everything like that,
Yeah.
and like literally, she was. Just a big mess by the end of
She
it.
was.
And everything like that. But then, yes, I'll let you carry on.
and then there's a guy who goes there quite a bit who he is quite kinky, so he's also quite cheeky. So we got him chained up, and I was using a flogger, and then I got handed something a bit more ouchy.
So, as I say, you've got bamboo, and as I say, it literally just gets
my
out this
God.
bag of toys and everything like that,
Yeah.
and it's there's like one of these, like a shoehorn, one of them plastic shoehorns,
yes.
and then it was
There's like
there was
kitchen
also-
spatulas and stuff like that in there, and I'm like,
random stuff and everything like that, but
Bob's
yeah.
box.
Yeah, Bob's box of tricks.
so yeah. But no, it's been nice to have a little bit of a rest because we were a bit mad over sort of the festive period. But
we've all had bits and pieces going off in our lives and whatever. So last year, I think we kind of lost our way a little bit. I
We
think
did.
along the way we got to a point of, I think, whether we took on too much or something, I don't know, but we sort of said, right, we need to take some time for ourselves.
Yeah.
And
It's a very big difference, isn't there, between just being in the hobby as guests and attending the clubs, and then suddenly jumping up to being hosts.
100%. Because I mean, we very, very rarely get to play when we're hosting.
Yeah.
And if we do, it's usually with each other and right at the end of the night.
Yeah.
So, it'll be like 1:30 in the morning when people have started to trickle away. And then, we kind of, as I say, we go and help them do tours and stuff. And then that means, again, by the time we're kind of gone, right, that's done, should we go and play now? Everybody's kind of paired off.
Yeah.
And you say you've missed that socialised time, and you're basically connecting with other people. So we've said
And we do love doing it because you get to meet all these like nervous
I know.
newbies and stuff like that. It's great. But I think we got to a point where we were trying to sort of make up for that, and then we were sort of, even when we weren't really feeling it, we were going to clubs and whatever and not having the best nights because we were both exhausted.
Yeah.
But we said making some time for us. It's like we'll have some nights in and basically just some us time. So we've got. As I say, when you're in a relationship and then you go to a club and you're having sex with other people and everything like that,
do you want to keep it as an enhancement?
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah. Not as that basis. It suddenly becomes a basis.
Suddenly it's like, work's been, as I say, my work environment's changed, your work environment's changed, and suddenly it's just like we've been very busy in our vanilla lives and everything, and it's like we're going, but we haven't had us time, and therefore then you come to wanting to play and everything like that, and it's a case of like, I'm not feeling it. And I say, it's not jealousy. That's not what it is. But it's
not
like
feeling that
it's
connection.
again like
but if you haven't had time to spend that intimate time together,
100%.
Exactly.
it doesn't feel right then going and playing with other people. We've sort of, as we've said before, we talk a lot, and as I say, it's normally when we're sat in bed and everything like that, we're absolutely exhausted and everything like that, but we're at our raw, your rawest sort of emotion because you're tired and everything like that, so the raw emotion comes out. But we said to each other, this is right, we need to make time for us. We need to basically do some bits for us. So we've said we're going to go and do some clubs just for us, and basically just go off. So whether that be a trip to Cams on a Sunday and just have a Darlaston spa day or whatever, but we said all along we want to go and visit all these other clubs, and we never have done it. So that's one thing on the list we want to do this year is go out and visit some other clubs.
I think we should hire a big bus.
Yes.
All the hosts.
V2V on tour.
Yes.
So,
absolutely.
But as I say, but it's getting up there, and as I say, I keep hearing about all these great clubs and stuff like that. It's like the one with the big swimming pool and JD's.
Yeah, stuff like that.
And just go some different clubs and everything like that, but go just for us. So you're not going there to basically help out. You're not going to basically host or anything. We're just having us time. But that us time also needs to happen at home. I say we're listening back to the podcast that we did. Look, what have we done from there to now? And it's like, it's sort of, we had this very, very sharp intake of lots of stuff happening, and then suddenly it sort of plateaus a bit, and it's actually dropped slightly, but we're now, we've refound ourselves. And
but I'd imagine that you've learned an incredible amount.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, it's to say, it's like, we talk about the evolving and everything like that, and everything, but it's, loads of stuff that you talked about it previously, and it's just like you just accept so much more, and you say you were so accepting of a lot of things, and people are talking to you, and I find doing it in my day-to-day life, in my work life and everything like that as well, and it's like, in a busy environment, and like I'm not as I used to literally flip quite on there, quite not an angry person.
You like that.
Well, everyone says that, but it's like
it can be.
But as I say,
usually when he's not eating.
I'm a redhead at the end of the day, and it's but being in the hobby, being with the people with and everything like that, and the fact that you can go and talk, and also with Vanessa being able to talk to her as well, and you can get home from work and just go, right, I have had the day from hell, and basically just let it go and everything like that, and it's nothing personal to her and everything like that, and she'll do the same to me and go, I've had this meeting today, and he was like, it's
opened up your communication channels.
Absolutely.
But I mean, I think it's kind of been quite good that we kind of lost our way a little bit, because it means that we've had to do the work to kind of go, right, where were we, where are we now, where do we want to be, and what do we need to do to sort that out? And quite often we've kind of found ourselves, we've gone to a club and we've just had a nice social night and just played together. It's really only recently we started playing with other people quite as much. But again, it's because we've talked about it.
You say lost your way, but you two have got such a cool relationship. You can see it between you. And it's probably just, I always say that life is like a video game, that you kind of do level 1 and it's quite easy, then you have to do level 2, which is a bit more trickier. So I always think if you're not finding, and this can be life in general, if you're not finding it just a little bit trickier, then you're not learning, are you? You're not,
100%.
You're not experiencing life to the full.
It's like you're not growing if you're in your comfort zone. If you're in your comfort zone, it's your comfort zone for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and I think that's the reason why I hate the word lifestyle, because I don't think swinging is a lifestyle. No. It is a hobby, which is why we do call it the naughty hobby, because you dip in and out.
Yeah. And you can have, months where you're just like, you're not going to any clubs and you might be sort of squirreling on Fab Swingers, or you might be chatting in a Discord group, but it's not, you're not doing the naughty stuff.
No.
But, and that's fine, because life takes you there sometimes. People have got jobs, kids, families, whatever. So it's nice to be able to kind of just take a step back occasionally. It's not
reevaluation sometimes, I think, and it's like, right, where do we want to be? And it's like, you ask me all the time and you go, what do you want to do? And I'll go, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. And I'm like, if I get there, and it's like, and she was like, but is there anything you want to do? And I'm just like, and you talked before about being a pleaser and everything like that. And I am, and that's how I am. And, it's like, so I get off on the fact that you're having fun and everything like that, and as I say, so a lot of my time at a club and everything like that is looking to you and everything like that, and half the time I'm tender hooks, because I'm like, with your fibro and stuff like that, if I'm there, he's like, right, are we going to be okay tonight and everything like that? Have you eaten? So it's like 20 million texts of the day, right, what have you eaten? Have you taken enough water?
Have you taken your meds? So,
and to make sure that when we're going to get there, because it's because you put on your face and everything like that, and just turn.
I call it painting on my smile, and but sometimes it's not the best thing to do.
No, and as I say, there's been a couple of instances, I would say last year, where we have meant to be gone out somewhere, and I've gone, no, we're not going. Because you are not in the right headspace or in the right mental space in some cases to go, and we've had to say no, we're not going to go. We're going to have some of time and everything like that, because again, we haven't had that time to ourselves, and I think that's one massive thing we have realised. And
I think that just goes to show how strong relationship you two have, because it would be so easy for one person to just think, I don't want to let you down, so let's just go anyway, even though you're not really feeling it.
And to be honest, that's not to say that I don't feel that, I don't want to let you down, because I will be there pushing and going, no, come on, let's go, go. And he's like, no. But at the same time, I can tell if he's not, like, if he's had a really crappy week and he's absolutely knackered, and I can look at him and go, right, we're not going to go because you're not feeling it, you're not feeling great, you whatever. And just being able to communicate. It's, because I think neither of us is...
We'd both basically, if we didn't say anything, we'd just go, and basically, and we would have a good night, and but it would just be, it would be social, and it was just like I'll be driving home, I'll be absolutely shattered, and I'll be like, I really wish I'd just stayed and watched telly.
In all honesty, we have felt pressure as well, haven't we? We've gone out and we've done where you've literally been almost nodding off in the corner.
And some of those beds in clubs are so comfy.
No, don't.
At least they say proper in libs, because they are proper beds.
I know. And we have joked before that should we just go to the club and just go in one of these private rooms and just have a kip? Because it's like we don't always get really good night's sleep, do we?
So the new owner of Liberty Elite, she's now known as Chardonnay on the show. And Chardonnay actually found someone, a woman I think it was, curled up on the big bed
in the middle
at 2 o'clock in the morning, just fast asleep.
I mean, to be honest, that sounds like a really good idea to me, because
how the hell? No, but
I know it's very difficult in the middle of the bed.
That's some balancing skills, because as I say, after having had a decent night on the big bed, everything just separates.
It's just kind of like the pin that was holding it all together.
She wasn't allowed to move, or everything would just...
He's probably starfish on all four beds.
That's
it's
awesome.
just like... But going back to what you were saying, Mr. N, like... This happened only sort of a week or so ago. So I'm at that age where, unfortunately, the big M is haunting me terribly. And we went to the club, and I was absolutely fine when we first got there. Absolutely fine, was feeling quite sexy, thinking, this is going to be all right. And then all of a sudden it was like somebody just flicked a switch.
This was the second party in as much nights.
Well, this is true.
So you have been back to back in quite a bit.
We have. Over the last 3 weeks, we have done every weekend. And whether it just took its toll, but I was really struggling, wasn't I? Really struggling.
But it's the pressure, isn't it, of obviously obviously we do the show, we host. There's so much, but I still enjoy all of it. But you do have to, like I said to you then, and we met the most beautiful couple who we were having such a good social night with.
Yeah.
But I was still aware of Mrs. N and going, okay, should we call it a night?
Yeah.
It's kind of, I think, it's like, you know, when you're a kid and it's like you can have a certain amount of sweets and then you get to be an adult and you're like, I can have as many sweets as I want. But they are going to make you feel sick if you have too many.
Yes.
Good analogy, that.
You know, but it's like, I would love to be able to do, you know, weekends where we go away and we're at a different club every night. I can't do that. I can, you know, one night and that's it. The next day I am dead. I'm on the sofa, you know, in my comfies, going, I can't be bothered to get up off the sofa. Could you make me a cup of tea and should we order a pizza? You know.
No. And I mean, we found, especially at our events now, I don't know whether, because we've been doing it for sort of like yourselves, 18 months, and because our events are sort of geared up for newbies and everything, and we get so many messages from people, don't we?
Yeah.
And obviously our thing is that we're there to hold your hand. We're there if you need us. So you do feel that little bit, I've got to make sure everybody's okay.
Yeah.
And we've not had chance to sort of play or anything, have we? Because we end up chatting to people.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you get in the 15-minute roll call.
Yeah.
And it's like, flipping it.
Absolutely. It's, I mean, you know, we've had, because we will do that, we will kind of sort of circulate and then come back together and go around and make sure everyone's okay. And we've actually had messages from people who've not been to a club or to that club before, who've gone, oh, there was such you were such attentive hosts and it was great that you kept checking in on us. And I'm thinking, but that's kind of, I feel like I have to, because I want to. I know, you do feel like...
Because when I suppose when we're at DC or even when we've been to the V2V and stuff like that, we sort of stick together, we'll do a tour and then come back together. But with Curvaceous Creatures, we do. It's probably one of the only times where we actually probably spend most of the evening apart.
Yeah, we can still like see each other,
and then sort of come back, and
it's
we are like sort of like ships in the night. Sort of,
I know.
And then come back and everything okay? Yeah, right, okay.
And then off you go.
You're doing tours or there's things to do.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, when we clock off, we always say, you know, 10 o'clock we clock off, and then it's like we want to talk to as many people as possible.
Absolutely. You want to make sure that you're getting round everybody and that, you know, if anybody is kind of still a bit nervous and you're kind of sort of going, you're all right, what's worrying you, you know, and just making sure everyone's all right.
What I always appreciate is when couples wait specifically.
I know.
And they wait for like 2 or 3 hours for us to kind of welcome everybody in, and they actually really wait to come and like spend time with us. And I'm always so appreciative of that.
Yeah.
It's like, because you feel like they're sort of reserving their time.
Exactly. So you want to be able to give them as much of your time, don't you?
Absolutely.
But I don't know whether you find the same thing when you're doing your events at Purple Mamba, but time just seems to go so fast.
Absolutely.
I mean, there'll be moments and I'll think, okay, it's about 10 o'clock, and then look at
it's like midnight.
It's like midnight or one, and I'm thinking, you know, and I've sort of been nursing the same glass of wine for like 3 hours. And I'm like, right,
that's
I need
lie,
a fresh
folks.
one.
That's absolutely lie. Seriously. I'm the one that pays the bar bill, so I know that's not true.
I'll give you that one.
As I say, so like Chris and Amanda keep coming around with the bottle and keep topping you up or something like that. So it's like
I'm sure. You know,
Same glass, different wine.
Same glass,
you know,
different bottle.
it evaporates. I
Oh,
promise.
is that what it is?
So warm in there, so warm.
Oh dear.
So with regards to your evolvement, shall we say, because I hate the word journey.
Yeah.
So from when you first started to where you are now, how much has it changed, do you think?
Massively. I mean, we do still have the same boundaries.
Pretty much.
We've kind of realised that the boundaries that we have work for us.
Yeah.
I think...
Which are?
So for us, for our boundaries, so we only ever play together.
Yeah.
Never separately, which, you know, other couples do. That's great. But for us, we like seeing each other having fun.
Yeah, I get that.
There's, you know, we don't do anal with anybody apart from each other because that's kind of our one thing.
Yeah.
You know, always safe sex. And it kind of, you know, works really well for us because that's not realistically, apart from sort of a couple of quite big things, it's not saying no, that's definitely not happening. It leaves us open to if we're feeling comfortable.
So it's like
have you ever sort of said to each other, I quite fancy trying this, tried it and thought actually it's not for us?
I don't know.
We've always said we'll try something. We'll try something once. I've always been that sort of open-minded, and again, that's being within the hobby. Has basically made me more broad-minded in that, going, well, okay, let's try it. It's like, because like when we first got together, you were quite into BDSM. Well, not BDSM, but you were. I was a bit more. Yeah. And I was like, I've never done this. And as I say, it was like, you learn and everything like that. And you've said about the sensation play and stuff like that. You've done it, and it's like, so, and I'm no dom. I'm not.
I beg to differ, but
no, but I just say, but I can be done with you.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do it with somebody else.
That's fascinating.
I'm on the other way, so I'm actually quite dominant, but I'm only ever submissive with him.
Yeah.
And
we've said this before though, because I prefer when we play, I prefer you to be dominant.
Yeah.
But if I play with another guy, I want to be the one that's
in charge.
And I can totally get that, because so we'll play, and as I say, you'll go, right, I want to be tied up, I want to be blindfolded, I want to, and then, we'll get a flogger out, we'll get a...
we need a new set of underbed restraints.
We do.
You beat me to it.
I break them.
I have sustained injuries from underbed restraints that weren't up to standard.
Yes.
Okay.
So, but you've had some custom made handcuffs.
Yeah.
And then we went to, what was the bizarre thing we went to?
The BBB in Birmingham.
Yes, you see, now we've been mentioning this, and Delicious Debs is supposed to be taking us at some point.
Oh,
it's a great day.
Like
I say, literally, it's
shop.
like, and it's sort of like so many floors of different things and everything like that. So we bought a big spreader bar, which is a full piece of metal, because I thought you ain't breaking that. And then,
it was quite fun taking it back to the car, to be honest.
just walking through the middle of Birmingham.
But I mean, it was like, on one hand you're like a kid in a candy shop, on the other hand you were like, it was a bit like, oh my god, what am I walking through? Because it's, we're not into BDSM, we're a little bit kinky, and then some of the people who are there, like, it is their whole
full on kink.
I think that no matter what level you're on, you see shit that you think,
you do,
really?
But again, you accept it, and you don't question it, you accept it. But it's like there's a guy walking around in a full rubber outfit and everything like that, with like literally he's just been, there's another guy being walked around as a dog, and
full gimp costume.
And
it's like, I mean, we had in our mind, like, right, we want a spreader bar with some cuffs, but then like there's amazing, like, I got some amazing Christmas tree ornaments, didn't I? It's a BDSM gingerbread man, which I had to put on.
We're on the Christmas tree and invite the family over for Christmas. Was like, we're halfway through the night, I was like, we haven't moved them. Nobody saw them.
I was going to say, did anybody notice that?
Nobody batted.
As I say, but that was the first Christmas. That was not Christmas just gone. That was last Christmas. Then this year, your mate, who's also on the scene, basically. So I get a text message at work going, "Have you ordered some Christmas ornaments?" I'm going, "No." I was like, "Send me a picture," and it's a big pair of bollocks.
So I basically got this envelope through the post. Opened it up, looked like, the sort of thing like if you'd ordered them off eBay or whatever, and opened it up. There was no note or anything in there. There was just this pair of Christmas balls. They're glittery. And
Christmas nuts.
Yeah, Christmas nuts with a lovely red ribbon. And I was like, I'm going to kill him. So I was like, have you sent me this? No. I was like, no, seriously, have you? No. So I've got this other friend, and he and I will send each other bizarre things from time to time.
The memes and stuff like that you two send each other on there.
And I've known this guy for like going on 20 years. Yeah. So, it's we do send each other some very amusing. And I rang him up. I was like, have you sent me a dodgy Christmas tree ornament? He went, no, what are you on about? It's my best mate. So I texted her. I was like, have you sent me something? And just got this ha 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 ha. I was like, right, okay. I said, well, you've just made my day. Thank you. They're going straight on the Christmas tree.
So,
but we did move
we
them.
did, yeah. So normally Christmas Eve we'll have a party at the house and everything like that. And we've just got this new bar and everything like that. We've
All
put
the family around, yeah.
So we had the family around and like that. I was like, have you moved the balls? The last thing I need is they say my dad would have loved them. But
Your mother
would not have been impressed.
But no, it was just really funny. But yeah, going back to the BBB, like there's like people selling like amazing earrings. I got the most incredible pair of like big glittery earrings. So they're big hearts and they say porn star on them.
There's stuff.
There's loads of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like there's stuff like if you're a little bit kind of curious. So I've always been slightly curious about violet wands. Which are like, it's like an electro.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know those very well.
I've always...
I don't think they're the same as the cattle prod.
No.
Different to the cattle
So
prod.
it's kind of like, the real deals are hundreds and hundreds of pounds.
Yeah.
And it kind of like, it's kind of like, you know those balls that you used to get at school where you put your fingers on? It's kind
Make
of
your hair
like
stand
that.
on. Okay.
But it will sort of send a spark across to your skin. And I was like, oh, I really like the idea of this. Went to the BBB and someone was going, here, try this. And I was like, nope. And, you know, obviously because I've got fibromyalgia, the illness is like all sorts of pain receptors are screwed up.
Yeah.
And I felt literally like my nerves were on fire. And I was like, and he was like, that was really low. I was like, yeah, it's not you, mate. It's me. I've got this condition. But I was like, I tried it. I wasn't scared, I tried it and then I went, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not into that.
Yeah.
And it was just, we need to go again, but next time I need my bank card taking off me.
Well, sorry, who paid?
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, we don't have the cattle prod on vanillattovixen.co.uk anymore. Because I was like,
Do you want to tell the listeners why we don't have it on there, Mr. N?
because I shocked myself while I was alone in the house. And I thought I would be like an invalid just crawling to the telephone. Oh. I didn't even do my jeans. I I just took it out of the box. We got sent it from a wholesaler and it was like just to try. And I'm like, how bad can it be? Boof. And I was like, fuck.
Oh.
But what was insane was, I don't know if it's like because it was like a demo model, whether somebody had already turned it up to number 6.
Yeah.
So it was on like full. I think there was 6
Puts it back in the
settings.
packet on full. Some sadist, that's who does that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was like, holy shit.
Are you sure there wasn't like a hidden camera in the packaging just to see what you did?
If it had been plugged into the electric, all the lights would have dimmed.
Yeah. I think you're like, I was kind of curious about like electro toys and stuff, and then I had that, and I was like, no, I'm taking that off my curious.
The thing that really I don't get, and you never kink shame anything, but I just don't get it, is sounding rods.
Yeah.
I cross my legs.
I think, well, I do, and I haven't got one. It's kind of up to people what they do, but no.
No,
I can just, all I can see is like the potential for injury.
The thing is, it's like, because Delicious Debs has got some, hasn't she? And I think she did bring them along to show us.
Many conversations.
I don't have a willy, and even I was cringing.
Yeah.
It was like, ooh.
Yeah. I mean...
Right now, at this moment, I've just gone inverted.
Yeah.
Me too. Technically, I'm now a woman.
It is. It's dope.
It's like, right, so, you've got butt plugs and whatever, and they always say, don't use anything with, that doesn't have a flared base for safety reasons.
Yes.
And then you see these rods, and it's like, they're just long, and I'm like, where's that going to end up if you let go? Just no. Yeah.
Can we change the subject?
Oh, we're making Barney uncomfortable.
Barney and Mr. have started to cross their legs.
There's probably hundreds of people driving cars now trying to drive cross legs.
Sorry. But, I mean, the thing is, for me, if it feels good, do it. as long as it's safe. But I can't see how A, that would feel good, or B, how it's safe. It's just...
It's not natural,
No,
is it?
it's not.
There's certain things that shouldn't be shoved up in certain places.
Absolutely.
There's certain places that shouldn't have things shoved.
Yes.
And I say, if that's your thing, that's fine. But
Your kink is not our kink.
Yes,
Exactly.
exactly.
But then there's the other side of the coin where we've discovered stuff, because we would have never have been into kink at all.
Yeah.
Neither of us were just not that sort of nothing that
I think, in fairness, a lot of it was probably ignorance, because when you say BDSM to somebody,
Yeah.
you automatically, in my mind, you automatically think whips,
pain.
Chains.
pain, that kind
bloke
of
in a
thing.
gimp mask.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
And I think, like, when...
I thought you liked me in the gimp mask.
only on a Sunday, dear.
Just to clear, for the avoidance of all doubt, we do not have a gimp mask. That would freak me out. But
It's
no,
only a balaclava.
yeah. Although Shein has been showing me some very strange things on Facebook. So, Shein's great for club outfits because they're cheap and
Yes.
they do a lovely plus size range. But recently, some of the things that have been popping up on like Facebook ads, at one point, I was saying to you, Mrs. N, earlier, it recommended like an all-in-one skin-tight lycra jumpsuit with an attached ski mask in purple sparkles. And I was like, I don't know where you'd wear that.
We all know our
Yes,
phones.
you do. You know where you were.
We all know our phones listen to us. So what have they been talking
I
about?
have no clue.
Well, that's one time.
It's like when we sort of were first together and we're finding our first footsteps as a couple, not just in the hobby but just together.
Yeah.
And I was kind of going, I'm quite into a little bit of kink and floggers and all of this. And he was like, no.
I was scared, but the thing is, it's like I was brought up. You should never hit a woman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I think
So in
the
my
majority
head
of men are.
and everything like that, and that was my values and everything like that, and I can't do it. And she was like, "Look, trust me, I enjoy this. It brings me pleasure and
I
everything
totally
like that."
understand that.
And
Totally
then
understand
and
that.
so that was in my head and everything like that. This was totally wrong, and I couldn't do it and everything like that. So we played and everything like that. So we started off with like feathers and just bits and pieces like that, and say the sensation play and everything like that,
ribbons.
and
Yeah.
everything like that. And she was like, right, and then this is a flogger and everything like that. So like, okay. And then, as I say, so you're running up and down your body and stuff like that, and you'd go from a flogger to maybe a dildo to something else, and and literally, so you built, and then suddenly it was like I could see what the pleasure this was bringing. You sort of you're bringing up to a crescendo of an orgasm and everything like that. And you were talking about the other week about the girl that could shoot the glass dildo, where literally, as I say, in early times and everything like that. So
Have we got a contender for the championship?
Not at all.
Probably not.
But
I'm not, no.
Yeah. But
But however, I did once manage to, and I do squirt, but very rarely.
Yeah.
So it's not I'm not going to squirt every time we have sex or every time I play or whatever. But this time we'd sort of been just lazy afternoon and whatever, and I not only squirted all over him, but I soaked through the duvet, the sheet, and the mattress. Because I wasn't thinking that anything was going to happen.
In context, though, we literally was like we'd had like a full day. We just like a day on there. We literally were like saying we don't have that sort of time
luxury,
anymore and everything like that. But it's to say the days where literally we just put a day aside and everything like that. I used to have a day off in the week or something, and
It always feels much more naughty if it's in the week
It
as well.
does. It's like Sunday. Yeah, everyone can stay in bed
Exactly.
on a Sunday, but when it's on like a Tuesday or something.
Yes.
All these sort of competitive squirting and shooting. I've just thought of a new theme. Perhaps we should have a Vanilla to Vixen like sexy sports day thing.
Sports day. Just come in your gym kit.
If you forgot your gym kit's vest and pants.
Exactly.
To be fair, I prefer to see you in your pants rather than.
I know you would.
So is there anything that you've talked about going forward that you guys want to do?
I mean, I've always said that I would quite like to be the recipient of a gangbang.
Oh,
As I
high
say,
five.
yeah.
High five, Vanessa.
But there's also the confidence part, because for me, it's... I kind of want to know who the guys are.
I know.
I don't just want randomness
And
there.
this, again, from my point of view with that and everything like that, it's I want to make sure she's safe.
Of course.
And I'm there. But we were talking the other day where we was just like, so at Cam's there's it's called the round room, and it's very dark and everything like that.
And
There's a big round bed in the middle of it.
We have seen it.
And I'm there. So I says, right, well, what we want to do is get some more confidence into ourselves, because I say we haven't really been out there apart from doing the work type bits within the hubby, so to speak, of doing CC and doing
work, and we enjoy it, but it's not,
as I say, but having some time for us to go out and actually enjoy the lifestyle, the hobby ourselves, and do what we want to do. So, but we were saying like, right, well, but you said you would love to be blindfolded, and basically at that point, because then I haven't got to think of who it is, because you are picky.
I am.
You are very picky.
But you see, we're very similar that way. I mean, and I have this whole fantasy of Mr. N actually. So me going upstairs to one of the private rooms, Mr. N literally going round and asking.
We have
whoever.
talked about that, but the thing is, I mean, if I. And I laugh at myself when I say this, but if I'm choosing, if I could choose, it would be him, Henry Cavill, Jason Momoa, people like that.
What chance do I stand with that?
You've got a difficult shopping list, my friend.
Exactly.
But the thing is, it's like, there'll be blokes in the club, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm not into you, I'm not into you. I get talking to them.
And it's to say,
I'll play with them.
And it's to say, as we've said before, and like that, and it's a case of like, gentlemen, if you are listening, say if you can talk into her pants, you're there, as I say. But get her on side. Yeah. So.
But it's I just.
And Saucy, if you're listening, just remember to take your glasses off.
Oh yeah.
So they're usually balanced on the top of his head.
Yeah, they were. Except that when I come, my legs snap together.
Oh yeah, just a disclaimer out there. So
and it's
she has got rather tight thighs.
Yeah, and it's kind of I can't help it. It's like an involuntary thing.
Yes.
And we were playing on the big bed, and
that's a whole new advert for Vision Express.
Is it not? But yeah, and I nearly snapped his specs. So now every time I see him, I'm like, make sure you take your specs off. He's like, yeah, I'll put them safe. That's hilarious. It's like, thing is though, stuff like that, you could be really embarrassed about it and go, oh my God, I'm never going to do that again. Or you could laugh about it. And we always say, if you can't laugh with the people you're having sex with, then you're not doing it right.
No,
can you imagine that, like, at the start of our journeys, as you say the word journey, but at the start, you found so many more things embarrassing. Now it's just like,
well, so you were talking about obviously putting people off and everything like that, which I've put Saucy off so many times. And I apologise. There is, as I say,
everybody tries to put Saucy off.
I think it may have been started by Barney.
But like, I think it might have been at V2V and everything like that. And we were coming around to say goodbye, and I think it was you two that were playing. I think, and I tickled his feet and everything like that.
Yes.
And I say, I was listening to that podcast the other week, and I was like, I hope they ain't talking about me. And it was like,
there was another time when you kissed him on the back of the head.
Yeah, so like literally, I'd gone through a significant part of my life, of basically my previous life and everything like that. So, like, Mr. Horney was like, right, we're going to have a big party at Libs, it's DC, and I'm going to get you all these women and everything like that. And I was like, so on there. So, and as I say,
I was gutted because we were supposed to be there that night.
And I say, but it ended up sort of like,
he literally had the energy for three.
Don't cut me that short. Seriously. Sorry, can we edit that bit out?
I might have missed a couple because I was busy.
I think you were. But the thing is, going back to being a pleaser and everything like that, so it's like we're playing with... like, as I say, we play with Saucy and Busty first and everything like that. And it's like, but when you get into it and you're enjoying what you're doing, it just carries on and everything like that. And it's just like, you're thinking, time's ticking on, but I'm enjoying it. I don't want to stop. Like that. And so literally I'm like, I'd made about 3/4 of the bed round and everything like that. And as I say, so I was playing with this lovely young lady at the time and everything. We just finished and I was like, thank you so much. And his head was there. And I was just like, cheers, mate. And
kissed him on the back of the head
just as he was at the crucial moment and everything like that. And I'm like, sorry, mate, I am so sorry.
So does that mean that you can actually say that you made Saucy come?
Oh,
Just saying.
Mandela effect. I don't know.
But it's just, and if you can't have these giggles...
He's going to kill me after this.
He is going to kill you.
But
if you can't have these giggles,
Exactly.
then...
And I think the thing is, like with you guys, because obviously we've known you for a while now, and with like Saucy and Busty and the Foxes and a few of the others, we have such a close relationship with
these
each
are
other.
friends for life, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You can have those moments.
But we've talked about, as I say, and we have got these close friends and everything like that. But you go to a club, you can talk about anything and everything like that. And we've had some times, and we've struggled and everything like that. And we've chatted to you guys and everything like that. And every time you come up to us, and the same, and it's there's another couple and everything like that. And every time we see them, it's like, how are you and everything like that. How you doing? And they like literally. They are, as you say, these people that wait to talk to you like that because they want to see genuinely how you are, and basically have 5 minutes of your time and everything like that. And it's like
and you kind of you've got stuff that is going off in people's lives, and you've got. I mean, I can't, if I'm sort of struggling with what to wear, I can't turn around to sort of my vanilla friends and go, what do you think is sexier? Whereas
my tits look better in this one or this one.
Exactly. Whereas like your swinging friends, you can. We have had to make a point recently of kind of reminding ourselves when in vanilla company that we might need to because it's just we've not quite got there where we said something a bit but we just I'm really worried we will. You
can start going, shut up. Change the subject quickly.
Exactly. But it's so nice that you can sort of go out with people that you know through the hobby.
Yeah.
And I always find as well, when we all get together and stuff, we're not always talking about sexy stuff. It's normally like genuinely, how you doing? How's this? How's that?
Exactly. And you end up randomly talking with people about what's wrong with their car, or it's
free diagnostics in the car.
I need to change my car. What car shall I buy?
And all sorts of stuff like that. I don't know. It just you end up talking some real. Some brilliant stuff. Some real shit, I mean, you have some really brilliant, deep, meaningful conversations with people, and then the rest of the time you talk absolute shite.
Do you think it's because we see each other at our like most vulnerable? We're all naked and, like you say, seeing each other come and everything else. Do you think that like breaks down? That there's no.
It's a massive icebreaker, I suppose, isn't it? Because as you say, you've got all the. Say you see somebody at work or anything like that, like the classic buy the coffee machine or the water machine or anything. How's your weekend? It was all right, thanks. Well, what did you do? No, not much. Okay, okay, see you later. And you walk off. Whereas, like, well, what do you do? Well, did a bit of DIY, did this and there. And you suddenly start opening up, and you're talking about stuff that you wouldn't talk about. It's to say, and 9 times to say, somebody in some of these people, you've only probably met them like. 6 times in the year.
Sometimes you don't know where they live, you don't know what job they do, but you've seen them come.
You might not even know their real name.
No,
exactly.
That's true.
That's fair.
Yeah,
but we've so I got diagnosed with celiac disease last January. And for
the uninformed, that means he's basically it's an autoimmune disease, which means he can't eat gluten.
Anything wheat, barley. Rye,
there's a long list.
So my biggest fear with that is like beer. I couldn't all my beer and stuff like that. So because I was a real ale drinker, and but then it's like Saucy was like, oh, have you tried such and such? And I'm there and on there straight away on it. Another couple basically came to Curvaceous Creatures and they bought us some chocolate brownies and stuff like that, and made us gluten-free brownies and stuff like that. And it's just like, and it's just the thought and things like that. And it's but people have like recipes and stuff like that. So I was making a cake the other day and we've made it gluten-free and everything like that. I'll send you the recipe and stuff like that. And it's I say, but lovely. It is that community spirit.
It is,
and that
but it's also, it's genuine. And that's the difference. Because unfortunately, in the vanilla world, it's not always genuine, is
and
it?
It's people like if I saw this and I thought of you, and it's like, was it January DC where Mr. and Mrs. Horney give us a present?
It was Christmas.
And
so yes.
So
we're still working on what we're going to get.
Yeah,
them.
so saw we bought you a present. It was like, we haven't seen you in ages.
Yeah.
And like that. So I've got a little squirrel pin badge, which
I now wear, earrings.
Which we now wear on. So because I've took a leaf out of Hookie's book, and I'm now started wearing a lot of jackets.
Yeah, nice velvety.
He's the king of the jacket.
He is the king of the jacket.
But, as I say, because you got me into them, because I would never, like, literally, we went to watch Dita Von Teese, didn't we, down in London,
which was amazing.
Fantastic show. And she was like, "You've got to wear a jacket." I was like, "I don't wear jackets. I just wear a shirt and a coat."
I was like, "No, you're going to wear it."
So anyway,
you'll be underdressed.
Yeah, so she bought me this green dinner jacket with the black lapels and stuff like that. And as I say, it was really nice and everything like that. And I wore it. I was like, I feel quite nice in this.
Well, no, to be honest, the first time you put it on, you went, "I can't wear that. I look like one of the four tops."
That's true. A Jersey boy reject.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah. So, but then, as I say, there's some of the shows and stuff like that we did, and then we got the one for New Year's Eve. So I got like a crushed black velvet one.
Yeah.
And then, as I say, got a red one because of Roxy's.
A jacket always gives the guy instant shape.
It does.
Yeah.
I mean,
it squares you off and gives you a really masculine shape.
You love a jacket, don't you,
Yeah, because it gives you shape.
I am a sucker for a guy in a jacket, and if it's slightly unusual, I mean, Chris at Purple Mamba will tell you that I am permanently stroking him because he's always in such lovely jackets, and Hookie, I'm always stroking him, and it's just a gorgeous guy in a really stunning jacket. Yeah, it's like catnip for me. I want to just rub myself all over.
Another top tip there. If you want to get into Vanessa's pants, wear a jacket.
Yeah.
I just think it's really sad though, because it's like we all lead like double lives, don't we? So we have the naughty hobby side of us, but we have to have the vanilla side, and the reason we have to have the vanilla side is because of people's perceptions of what we do and how they're going to react to it.
Absolutely.
And I just find it really sad that when you're in the hobby side, and it doesn't matter what you say or what you do, you can be totally yourself. And I just think it's really sad you can't be that way in the vanilla line.
Yeah.
And when you analyse what it is, it's a group of social people that sometimes have sex with each other.
Exactly.
Which realistically could be applied to any nightclub in the UK.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they might not do it on the premises, but...
Plus, we kind of like know each other.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Absolutely.
And when you look at it like that, it's so childish that this isn't accepted.
Yeah.
It's, well, I don't know if childish is the right word, but immature.
Yeah.
That this isn't accepted. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. No, it's. I think. I mean, we've said it, haven't we? We have more swinger friends than we do vanilla friends.
It's the same for us, isn't it?
I think it
Absolutely the
happens.
same.
Yeah.
But
You either corrupt the vanilla ones.
We have.
But it's like, as I say, we've talked about the amateurmatic stuff and everything on the last podcast, how we met. But like the last show we did, I mean, Hookie's been to loads. He comes and supports us. He's a brilliant friend and everything like that.
And Delicious Debs came.
Yes, she did, and made a right stir.
Oh, apparently, yes, I heard.
Yes.
Did she not damage some young gentleman?
I mean, he's a lovely young man, but a little sheltered, shall we say.
Yes.
And we were obviously all getting ready, and he came backstage and he went, "Bloody hell," he says, "there's this woman out there in this dress," and I thought she was going to put my eye out. And I just went,
"Is she about yay tall? Around there? Really big boobs."
He went, I went, "That's Delicious Debs." He went, "What?" I was like, "Don't ask."
But yeah, so we had loads of people came, and like the support and everything like that. It's like anything. You do something, I don't believe how good I am. I don't care what you say and everything like that. But as I say, to get them sort of people come up to you afterwards, and like Saucy and Busty and all of them that came, which we are so grateful you to guys, and they're all coming up to you and go, "That was amazing. It was so good," and everything like that. And it, again, it's heartfelt and it's genuine.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so we've done some other bits and pieces, and again, like Chris and Amanda coming to watch and basically then doing stuff and asking me to eventually sing.
You sing.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And
we're looking forward to it because you've already told us that there's something coming up
Yes.
next time that we will be
Yes,
there.
well, we
to
shall
see
sort you
you.
some tickets for that.
Ooh, definitely.
But we won't, unfortunately, we won't be advertising on the podcast.
Well, no, absolutely. That's fine.
But
So, I don't know, but maybe we could do a swinger discount.
oh God,
So
I'm not sure how I'd swing that with the whole group.
I'm actually seriously thinking, like they do like a Christmas choir. I reckon we should do a swingers choir single.
So, well, I've always wanted to do like an adult panto.
Yeah,
That's a great idea.
Oh, that
And
would
as
be
I say,
amazing.
And as I say, just on there, and it's because I've seen a couple in my time, and as I say, but I've literally was like, I would love to do that. In fact, one as I say, in the early days of Fab and everything like that, and I was on one of the forums and everything like that, and it was like, right, well, let's make up a panto and everything like that. So all these people coming up with like, all these character ideas and stuff like that. We basically in the forum just wrote this panto and everything like that.
Saucy would have to be Widow Twanky.
I don't know. I mean, it couldn't be Widow Twanky though, could it? It would have to be a slightly naughty name.
Or so,
Yeah.
so.
Widow Wanky.
You said it.
Saucy, I'm sorry. Saucy, I'm really sorry.
It's going to
dear.
kill you.
But yeah.
It's I think it's just nice to have a community that wants to.
As I say, that you
hang out
can
with
have a good
and
laugh
support
and
you.
everything like that. As I
Yeah.
say, when you're in times of trouble, that people come and pick you up. When, as I say, you need a cry and everything like that, and you just got a shoulder there. It's great.
It is
And
lovely.
as I say, within the year and a bit we've had and everything like that, to have them people round us and support us has been amazing.
Yeah.
And I thank all of you that are listening.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
And I mean, I'm so excited for the next Curvaceous Creatures, which is actually going to be this week.
Yes, you better do a plug, I suppose.
Yes,
So
do
it's
so.
actually the night after your event. So you have the Friday.
we have the Friday.
And we're doing it on the Saturday. So Saturday
Curvaceous
the 9th.
Creatures, the Saturday of the 9th.
It's actually
Yes.
called Sexy Sorcery. Curvaceous Creatures presents Sexy Sorcery.
Is this the Harry
The
Potter?
Harry Potter,
Yes, I
yeah. So
remember
we've
you
got to do
saying.
lots of jokes of Engorgio, Sexify.
Yeah, lots
and
of
there's
jokes about magic wands.
Yes. So yeah. So, but yes, tickets are still available
They are
if you
still
go on the
available.
Purple Mamba website.
And how would our listeners get tickets? How would they
So
go?
it's the Purple Mamba website, which is purplemambaclub.co.uk. But you also need to be on the guest list.
Okay.
And they can do that by finding us on Fab or one of the many other
Spicy Match.
platforms.
Swing Hub.
You are Curvaceous Creatures on there?
We are,
We are Sexy Squirrels on
Sexy
there at the
Squirrels.
moment. I am
Yeah.
trying to set up the Curvaceous Creatures event
Page.
at the moment.
Okay.
So
Have you got a page on Spicy Match?
We're working on
we'll
that
say
one.
literally,
You've got to
set
have a
it up this
page.
morning. So I might need some direction.
Create your page. You can create a page on there as a host.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Cool.
need to do
Yeah.
that.
So just as I say, but yeah, we're getting some new people coming from different areas and stuff like that. So
And
it's
this is
been-
why we're doing the different themes, because like some people just want to come and just dress sexy. Other people want to come and dress up and have a
do.
giggle.
Yeah.
And we've done some brilliant ones in the past. So
Yeah.
we did, we did an armed forces one,
Yeah, sort of,
which was brilliant. And Hooky was, coming
yes.
ladies out of his.
He
Yeah,
looked amazing.
He looked fabulous. We've done sort of. I mean, I love. One of our first DCs was when it was an 80s party and we went as Jessica and Roger Rabbit.
I'll tell you what, I had probably about the most fun that night.
You did.
In more ways than one. I
kept his ears on
I kept
and
my
his
ears on and the
braces
bow
on.
tie and everything like that. And every time I was going down, I was like, I could do about 3 people at the same time.
The ears were vibrating.
But as I say, but we were known at one point. We were known as the couple that always dressed up. And
Yeah.
like Roxy could always like, I'm inviting you because you will always dress up. And
Yeah.
but
We do like a dress up, but so we thought, well, the Harry Potter thing. There's so many different angles you can go
Oh,
with.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And I've been going around making people like do the online quiz to find out what their house is. So there's stuff like that. I'm a Slytherin,
Exactly, of course you are.
and then Barney is a Ravenclaw, which
Ravenclaw.
he doesn't agree with, but he did the actual quiz. Like the one
fixed.
that the official one, and so it's got to be true.
Although blue is my colour, so
Yeah, it is.
Oh dear, guys! Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thank you for having
coming on.
us.
Please don't leave it as long next
No,
time.
definitely not.
Definitely not.
And we will definitely see you very, very soon.
Yes.
And as I say, if our listeners want to attend, you know how to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we shall see you next time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Bye.